Hello everybody, my name is Anthony Michael Affer, and welcome back to yet another episode of God is a Secret. Now if you have not already, be sure to hit the subscribe button, not only so you don't miss a single video, but also so we hit that goal of 1 million subscribers within a year. And with all that being said, it's now time to get into the actual video where I'm going to be discussing the fact that you're supposed to make mistakes in life. You're supposed to make mistakes in life. That is something you are supposed to do. Anybody who is perfect or claims to be perfect is either lying or not human. It is part of being human to make mistakes. Making mistakes is something that you're not only going to do, but something that you're supposed to do. Because here's the thing. In the past, I would always realize, I guess, that sure, mistakes didn't mean the end of my life, obviously. Obviously I knew I can move past them. But at the same time, though, I would always dwell on mistakes I made. Because I hold myself to such a high standard, it always be like, oh, come on, Anthony. Why'd you do that? You should have known better. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? And again, it was the kind of thing where it's like, obviously, I knew it wasn't the end of my life. And obviously, I knew things moved on. But at the same time, though, because I hold myself to such high standards, whenever I would make a mistake in the past, I'd always dwell on it. I'd always be like, yeah, I'm going to move on and be successful because of that. But I would just so often think, how did you do that, Anthony? How did you make that mistake? And again, I just always hold myself to such a high standard, and I really think that's part of what led me to making the mistake of always overanalyzing my mistakes, because I guess in my head, I almost acted like being perfect was an option, I almost acted like, I could have just been perfect. Why did I make that mistake? And then I guess I would always kind of dwell on it, thinking to myself that because I hold myself to such a high standard, I had to keep thinking and thinking about the mistake I made so I would never make it again. But now as I've gotten older, I realized that mistakes are unavoidable. And if I didn't make one mistake, I would have made another, because again, they're unavoidable. And no matter who you are, you're going to make mistakes. Part of being human is that you're designed to make mistakes. And again, I would always overanalyze and overthink the mistakes I would make, because in my head, because I held myself to such a high standard, I had to keep thinking and thinking and thinking about it to make sure I didn't make the mistake again. But then as I got older, I realized that in fact, that actually hurts you. It hurts you to keep overanalyzing and thinking about a mistake you made. And actually, in that case, you're much more likely to make another mistake while you're thinking about a mistake you made. Because again, I would think, because I held myself to such a high standard, that if I didn't overthink that mistake that I made and keep thinking about it, that I would never learn from it. But the thing is, whether you think about a mistake you made for a long or short time, if you made a mistake and realize that it was a mistake, you're never going to forget it regardless. And as a matter of fact, the shorter you think about it, the better off you are, because you're going to learn from the mistake regardless. And when you're thinking about a mistake and dwelling on it and overanalyzing it, while you're doing that, you're much more likely to make another mistake. So with all that being said, in the grand scheme of life, mistakes are unavoidable. Yes, you may be able to avoid one mistake in one certain circumstance, but at the same time though, in the grand scheme of life, in the grand scheme of things, mistakes overall in general are unavoidable. So don't beat yourself up too much about one mistake, because the thing is, being perfect isn't an option. Being perfect isn't an option. And don't beat yourself up about one mistake, because if you didn't make that mistake, you would have made another, because again, in general, overall, mistakes are unavoidable. And the less and less time you spend thinking about them and dwelling on them, the better and better your life is going to be. So with all of that being said, thank you for watching. I love you all. God bless.